And welcome to Further Every Day. Good to have you with us today. I'm Charlie P., and we're missing John Arthur today. We actually kicked him out. He told him he had to go and do some work. He actually told us that. So we've got the show covered today. He's off working, and we're going to have a fun one today. Today is a fun show. We're looking forward to putting a little Super Bowl theme on this thing. And for those of you that enjoy football, there might be some of you that don't. Bear with us. We'll keep it simple and fun. You'll enjoy it, I'm sure. But want to introduce everybody. For those of you that may be new, you might not know everybody here. So I have my wonderful darling, Miss Nikki, to my right.
I am here.
You are here.
Yes, I am.
Married to the gorgeous guy in the middle here.
That's correct.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, me. You've got a wonderful segment today.
Yeah, I think so. I'm thinking today's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Nikki knows facts around the Super Bowl. Things that you probably did not realize. So we're going to be looking at that.
Interesting.
Yep. And off to my left here, we have the guy with the tinfoil hat.
And today is going to be an excellent day. And we're going to talk about some fun things. And we will be absolutely politically incorrect.
What?
Today, yes, sir, is going to be a good day for politically incorrectness.
Man,
Thank y'all very much.
I'd be very concerned if Steve was politically
I believe.
correct.
Hello? You got that right, Ryan. Absolutely. And in the producer chair, we've got Rai, the producer guy.
Hey, guys. How's it going today?
We are doing wonderful. You've got a great segment coming up. Yeah, we'll tease that one. A little, we'll just say Super Bowl performances. Okay?
Those halftime performances?
Oh, no, we're not talking about those, but okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You scared me.
Yeah, that would be scary, wouldn't it? That would be. Well, Ryan, let's go ahead and get us kicked off with cut number one here. So, this weekend, there's going to be over 100 million people that will watch the same game. They're going to eat the same food. They're going to argue about the same commercials. And they're going to swear that this one moment changes everything. But here's the question. Why does a game that started in a half-empty stadium between two rival leagues now feel like a national ritual? Today, we're not just talking about the Super Bowl. We're talking about how it became bigger than football and what that says about us. We're talking about how the NFL followed a path that looks remarkably like the American experiment itself. So, with that, Ryan, let's get to cut number two here. Basically, we're going to be talking about two experiments. One nation, America, and the Super Bowl. Ryan, let's head to cut number three. We've got about 6 different pieces that we're going to be covering here. And this first piece is going to be the start of the Super Bowl area versus the era. Did I say area? Era. Sorry about that. Versus the start of America. And it's a really interesting look here, to say the least. Let's go to cut number 4 there, Ryan, if we could. Both of these started as experiments. They started as compromises. They were not universally supported. And they were not fully understood by their own founders. Now, the key question here is, did anyone actually know what this was going to become? Did the NFL founders know what the NFL was going to become? I don't think they had a clue, honestly.
I don't think they really did either, Charlie.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think they imagined that it would turn into
What it has. But
Now, with that, and if you'll hold that thought, because here's what I want to do. I want to get your points on the opposite side of this. Did America, the 13 colonies, ever think that America would become what it is today?
I'm not sure because it was considered an experiment because there had been no nation in the world that was going to work the way they were setting up the foundation for America.
It was radically, I won't say radically different. It was very different.
It was very different, extremely different.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've mentioned it many times. Benjamin Franklin said it might be good for 200 years because of the corruption of men. But I don't think they saw the world the way the world is today. But how
I would
could
agree
they?
with that.
How could they? How could a man without television, radio, or the ability to travel very far could vision this world dominance that America has today?
Yeah.
How could you?
Or even like the founders who came here in ships that were driven by wind.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean,
even imagine what this country is from sea to sea, and then be from top to bottom like it is, 50 different states, and be such a world power.
right.
Yeah. Well, and so that's kind of where I was going there a little bit, because when you think about the 13 colonies, you know, did they envision that getting bigger? Maybe. Don't know. The one thought that was just going through my mind just a moment ago is I wonder when the first thought of flying entered somebody's mind. That's because that takes what? It takes vision.
Yes.
You have to look beyond. And, you know, folks, I'm not here to praise any particular inventor. Every inventor has had their warts, okay? But I have to say that the Thomas Edisons of this world, the Albert Einsteins of this world, the Elon Musks of this world, they have vision. They see something and they're willing to reach for it. And, you know, if there was one thing that I could do to encourage you today, there might be something that you're created for that only you can see for somebody else. And you should be looking that way. You should be striving for that. Don't go through this world just ho-hum. Don't do that. God has given you a plan and a purpose for being here. And I would encourage you to strive for that. Let's take a look at that next cut, Ryan. Cut number 5 there for a moment. I want to talk about this a little bit. Both America and the NFL were attempts to solve some immediate problems. And, you know, they were not to build permanent empires. That's not necessarily what was going on there. I don't think the NFL understood what was going to happen. I don't think America in the founding understood what was going to happen. You know, for the NFL, here's some key questions. Could rival leagues coexist or merge? Because you were talking about the AFL versus the NFL, and they did not like each other. They did not like each other. And one wanted control of the other. Do we have that today? We sure do. It's not near as prominent, though. And here's what I'm talking about. For those of you that are sports enthusiasts, especially football, you'll note that you have the NFL, but what else do you also have? The USFL, United States Football League. Now, they have slightly different rules and everything. And for those that just can't get enough of football, that's a wonderful league to watch. They operate a little differently, and it's a lot more fun if you're a fan, because you're getting inside the huddles, you're getting inside the sidelines. You're hearing a whole lot more than what you would typically hear in an NFL game. So from a purely entertainment standpoint, yeah, USFL has a place. But back then, things were operated very similar. There wasn't much deviation, if you will. I've lamented to my wife on numerous times that sometimes I wish they would go back to the old rules of the NFL where, you know, wide receivers could be body slammed at the line of scrimmage and you could take a quarterback and kind of pummel him 6 feet under the ground.
Unless it's Josh Allen. You can't touch Josh Allen. Just can't do it.
Okay, I guess you know where her allegiance lies. But all of that to say, we all have our ideas. And the NFL had their ideas, okay? So Could the National League hold together competing owners? They had a tough start. On the American side, could self-governing states actually work? Never seen that before.
We had some issues.
We had some major issues.
And we talked about that before.
We have. You need to see
what state?
Our previous
Individual states.
Individual states. Self-governing states.
Don't we have one trying to do that right now?
Oh, yes, we do.
Yeah.
We still do.
I think we got one trying to do that.
Do you
got
know,
more than one.
I did hear a remedy for that. And it was, why don't we take Alberta from Canada and give them Minnesota?
No.
Not all of Minnesota, because
Some of you online are probably going, yes.
not all of Minnesota.
Well,
Just maybe Minneapolis.
Minneapolis?
Yeah. But we'll take Alberta and we'll give Canada.
By the way,
I could go for that.
I know.
we need to hold out hope
I'm
for
having
Minneapolis.
Alberta.
Yeah.
A lot of good hunting in
Oh, now
Alberta.
he's gonna get spiritual on us. Now.
Well, look,
There's some good hunting in
there is
Alberta.
a spiritual truth here, and
Yes,
here it is. We are not beyond redemption.
Never.
Correct.
If I could speak one thing to you listening today, maybe you don't have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ because you feel like, no, I'm just too far gone. I'm too bad a person. You are not beyond redemption. Full stop.
Never.
So if I could, I appreciate all those comments right there that you just brought up, because I think that's a really powerful point to bring up. All right, let's talk about America. And I lost my keynote, so there we go. So America in the beginning, could self-governing states actually work? And I think that's a great question. I think there was some anxiety and there was definitely some hurdles. Could power be restrained without collapsing? Guys, would you not agree that one of the most difficult things, even just for us as individuals, is to restrain ourselves? Think about that for a minute. Could freedom survive without a king? Now, that's a powerful question, because had these people ever seen that? Nope.
I want to interrupt you for a second,
Go ahead.
Charlie. With your comment about not being beyond redemption, Doug 333 says, "Thank you. I needed to hear that."
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. I'm glad we spoke it, Doug. Trying to speak it right into your life there. Just remember that. Nobody is beyond redemption. Okay? All right. Now, last question on this slide here, or last comment. Neither of these things, neither the NFL nor America was launched because success was guaranteed. Far from it. It was not guaranteed. Both were launched because the alternative had already failed. Think about that. Where was the AFL going? It was going down. What was the NFL? And isn't that the beauty of capitalism? Can I just speak that for a minute? That is really the beauty of capitalism, folks. This is one reason why you don't want socialism. You don't. Young people, pay attention. You don't want socialism.
Why, Mr. Charlie?
Because with capitalism, you get ideas. With socialism, you get dictates.
Yeah, there is a big difference.
Huge. You're told what you're going to do. Oh, by the way, I love this. I love watching some of these people go about on the college campuses. This is great. This is absolutely great. Do you believe in socialism? Yeah, I do. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we should be giving to the poor. They need our help. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why don't we exercise that in our colleges? Like, would you be willing to give your A to a person that's getting a D?
No, I earned that myself.
Crickets. Crickets. They shut their mouth. And you know why? Because they are presented with they come face to face. They're confronted with a very important truth. When it comes to socialism, what's yours is not yours. It's somebody else's. With capitalism, guess what? It's yours. Doesn't mean you always do the right thing with it. I get that. That's why we have laws. Okay? But with socialism, it's not yours. It's somebody else's. And that's not cool.
So
Yeah, and it's usually the government's.
right. And
Yeah.
again, going back to Benjamin Franklin, I will quote him again, is that for those who think socialism is such a great idea, here's a quote from a founding father. What the government can give you with one hand, they will take something else with the other hand.
Yep.
So socialism is not free. But these young people think that, but that's not true. And if it were, why do these people from other socialist countries are willing to get into a boat, put their life on the line to come to America?
Yep.
Talk to them for a little bit.
Ryan, cut number 5, please. Put that back up there for a moment. I just wanted to pull out one really important statement here. There was no certainty in 1776 that America would survive. And the other thing, the audience for both of these was smaller than the idea. Think about that for a moment. When you're talking about the Super Bowl, and by the way, it wasn't called the Super Bowl. Super Bowl I was not called the Super Bowl.
What was it called?
It was just called the championship game. That's it. It wasn't the Super Bowl. But what's really interesting about all of this is that first game was played in a half-empty stadium. You won't find that today. Oh, Lord, no.
No.
Lord, no. You're going to see some stats here in just a little bit that are going to blow your mind. And I want you to understand that when we're talking about big things, especially like the Super Bowl, when we're talking about big things like America, it's really remarkable to look at the similarities of the paths of those two things. It really is. Ryan, cut number 7, please. Jump over to cut number 7, if you would.
You know what kind of upset me and what started upsetting me with football was when players started taking a knee on the sideline.
Yeah. A lot of
really
people turned it off.
Upsetting.
That's right. And let me tell you,
I kind of really started not
wokeness.
watching football at that time.
And a lot of people dropped and have not gone back.
Right.
Now,
It's
again,
been
I'm
hard
gonna
for me to start coming back watching games.
I totally get it. Let's talk about the founding pains of the NFL versus the founding pains of America, shall we? And, cut number 8 there, Ryan, if you would, please. There was intense power struggles, competing visions, authority disputes. Let's talk about it from the NFL side. You had the AFL versus the NFL. Who's going to control things? You've got owners versus players. You've got control of rules. You've got control of money. By the way, going back to my previous thing just a moment ago, where I was talking about the USFL and talking about the NFL, if you were going to merge those two leagues together, it would be even more difficult. Why? Because in the USFL, you've got granting of access to sideline. You can interrupt a coach anytime. You can listen to what they're talking about. They listen to the coaches. You can listen to the plays called in the huddle with the quarterback. You can hear it all. Would the NFL allow that? That ain't happening. So what I'm talking about is even with the AFL versus the NFL, some of those the control of rules was a big sticking point. Control of money. Oh my! Of all the things, Yeah.
Want to hear some politically
Tinfoil?
incorrect
You want some
stuff
political
here.
incorrectness?
What about the guy from BlackRock that's getting nominated to run the Federal Reserve? Have y'all heard that?
Yeah, I'm not thrilled about that pick.
Me neither.
I am not thrilled
And
about
he
that.
is a BlackRock guy.
Yep. I saw that pick, and
I'm not thrilled either. I saw that and I was like,
nope.
Okay, so I'm.
But that's another episode. We'll cover that in another episode.
But when you said that about
it's-
the banking, I was in
That's
the
right.
money
Control of money.
I thought,
Yep.
Oh, this is just the beginning.
Yes.
Right here.
Yep. Ryan, cut number 9, please. So then you've got, on the American side, you've got the Federalists versus the Anti-Feds. You've got the state versus the federal power. Boy, and that was a major one. That was your Civil War right there. Who gets a voice? I mean, honestly, who gets a voice? And guess what? Who controls the money? Right?
Well, and that was a real problem. If we remember when we talked about this before, the states were running their state like it was its own private country with their own currency. Now, that goes back to show you there wasn't a lot of traveling between states, because when you set that up, you're not thinking about trading with other states. I have our currency, you have your currency. So that was a problem that they had to resolve, and was resolved. But it's an attitude. Yeah. Because, Virginia will be run by Virginians, and North Carolina's will be run by North Carolinians, not by the federal government. And I'm not really sure that people understood at that time how important a federal government is. Now, it can be overreaching and intrusive, but there are some things that make it the country cohesive.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan, cut number 10. This is really, I'm going to spend some time on this particular section. I want to go through these points and then give a little detail on these. Unity was declared before it was real. You had competing visions of authority. Conflict really meant investment. We're going to talk about that. That's a really, really important line there, because when there is conflict, we think of one side winning over the other. And yet, what does conflict really show? And you could say that even for today. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying you can see it. Okay? We're going to talk about that. Compromise was messy, often unsatisfying. And power had to be restrained. Now, let me give you some things to think about. When we say that unity was announced, not experienced, the declaration came first. The lived reality lagged way behind. Let's talk about that for the NFL. How many years did it take for the NFL to really become a cohesive league after they merged? I would submit to you that it was the late 70s, maybe the early 80s, when it really started honing in together.
Wow.
It was a while, because there was animosity. There was. Now, if you're an AFL owner, if you had owned an AFL team, by the way, does anybody? Oh, here's some trivia. Oh, I never thought about this. Can anybody name the original teams of the NFL? Or shall we say the AFL? That's a nice little piece of trivia. I'll let you think about that one for a little bit. Let's go back to this.
Houston Oilers.
Oh, we're the Houston. I don't think so. I'd have to double check.
I think they were in the original, I think.
Now you're going to make me go down this path.
Oh.
And I've got to look it up. I shouldn't have brought up that question. But in terms of the NFL, how long did it take for them to to unite? They said they were united. Yeah, we got us a league. We got the NFL.
Finally.
What's that?
Finally.
What?
Somebody said they like my hat. Thank you.
Thank you for the comments. And we appreciate all of our listeners.
Thank you.
And those that are viewing us. You can catch us on Rumble. We like Rumble. Everybody say Rumble together. 1, 2, 3. Rumble. Yep.
Rumble.
You can see us on YouTube. You can catch us live on Sunday afternoons, 1 to 3 Central Time. Catch us on DLive. You can catch us on Vaughn and also Rumble. But yes, we do appreciate all of you supporting us. Thank you so much. So the unity thing was lagging. It was announced. Was it real? Hey, it was no different for America. Was the 13 colonies really united? When did the unity aspect really take place? And I'm going to make a very strong statement here. You can go ahead and disagree with me. It's okay. You're entitled to be wrong. But that was supposed to be funny. And I would say this. America has not experienced unity until well after the Civil War. I would even dare say the 1900s. Now, there's some of you that will say that we're not united yet. I would disagree with that. And here's why I would disagree with that. Number one, a lot of the protesting that you're seeing right now is paid for.
Yes.
It's paid for. It's not real. It's a fake. You've heard Donald Trump talk about fake news. They're fake protests. And we are also being served by government people that really have no business being in government. They have been brainwashed with garbage that is so deeply entrenched. You know what? I'm waiting to find some medical community. I'm waiting for the AMA to come out and say there is a real sickness called TDS. I'm waiting for it because it is legitimately real. When you hate a person just for the sake of hating a person, you are not mentally right. You're just not. You cannot articulate one single reason why that person is not worthy of hate, in spite of them doing good things. I didn't say you couldn't disagree with Donald Trump.
Definitely a mental illness.
It is. And I'm not saying you can't disagree with Donald Trump. I just told you a moment ago, I don't agree with his pick for the Fed chair. I don't agree with it. Okay. Does that mean Donald Trump is no good? That he's evil? No, it does not mean that at all. Nor will I treat him like that. So I need to get that out there. Ryan, let's get back to that cut there. The United States was a statement of intent. It was not a description. The colonies had different economies, they had different cultures, they had different loyalties, they had different fears. They agreed on what they were against before agreeing on what they were for. Isn't that interesting? And when you look at the NFL, there's some strong similarities there. Same kind of thing. If you were an AFL owner and your league was about to go down the toilet, guess what that means that would have happened with your investment? It goes down the toilet too. And then somebody comes along, saves you. I don't think that's time then you want to start mouthing off about your league. You might want to start showing a little bit of unity, especially if it's going to keep you afloat. Maybe there's some good ideas there. I'm just saying. So in both cases, unity was aspirational before it was functional. They declared it because they needed it, not because they had it. Okay? They declared it because they needed it, not because they had it. Do you know what Donald Trump has done over the last year? He's declared it because we've needed it, not because we've had it. It's amazing. Even that principle today still applies. Still applies. So, competing visions. Let's talk about that real quick, and then we'll move on. Man, I've got so much content here. The competing visions. Everyone agreed someone had to be in charge, but they disagreed on who, how much, and under what limits. Can you imagine America? States are fearing centralized power. Do you know they still fear that today? And for good reason. I'm with you. Yep. Federal authority was necessary, but feared. And it is. And I'm telling you, Nikki was absolutely right. We've covered this in previous episodes. If you've not caught some of these great podcasts that we've done on historical analysis, you really need to go back through and take a look, because we talked about the importance of having a power. This is one of the key struggles back in early America. We couldn't put together an army. Why? Because some states could pay for them and other states couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a problem. That is a very big problem. By the way, if that were the case today, if states had to be responsible for their own armies, I'm all in favor of getting rid of Rhode Island. And while you're at it, throw Delaware in there. Why? They're two of the smallest states that we've got. Do we honestly think that they could defend themselves? No, I don't.
I don't think Minnesota could.
Agreed. You know, so I'm not, and don't get me wrong, people. I'm not advocating that one state is greater than the other. I'm just saying that there was a need for a federalized governing. There was. And the balance is the key. That was a difficulty of the founding of America. It was absolutely a difficulty. How about the NFL? Well, the NFL, the owners wanted autonomy. Well, that ain't good.
Explain.
Well, what happens to players' rights?
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't have a very good sound to it. I'm going to tell you right now, you check this out. See if I'm not right. If the NFL owners had clear autonomy, do you know how many NFL games we would have a year? Anybody want to guess? Go ahead.
Probably have one every week.
There you go. There's your answer. Why?
Money.
Money, 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 money.
I don't want the owners controlling it. I don't want them to have autonomy. Mm-hmm. No way, Jose.
I will say this, because what just came to my mind was the federal government. I don't want the federal government in everything. I think there are states. Totally agree. I like living in Texas because we have laws and rules here that are different than other states, and it just fits with me. Yep. But I will say this, and I know this is going to be controversial. Uh-oh. But the reason the federal government is in control of ICE is because that is a national security issue. That's not a state security issue. That's totally agree. National. And so when a state says, and I don't think a state should be allowed to say this, we're not going to help you. They can't stop ICE from coming into the state. They can't stop the federal government from removing illegal immigrants. Yep. But I think it's wrong when a state can say, and they can, I'm not helping you and we're not giving you any information and you can't go into our prisons. I can tell you right now, if I were trying to get into America, I would not be doing it on a southern border. No, I would go to Minnesota. I'd go to Canada. Into Minnesota because you're going to get free everything. By the way, everything. I hope everyone realizes the importance of what I just said there, because a lot of people take the issue of immigration and they go, that's on Florida, that's on Texas, that's on Alabama, in Mississippi. No, it's not. It's not on Arizona. It's not on New Mexico. It's not on California. It's on everybody, including the Minnesota, the Wisconsin, the Michigan, the New York, the Washington, the Idaho, the Montana, North Dakota. It's on all of them. It's on all of us. It's a collective thing. It's not just on one state or one group. So that's a great point that you bring up there. Man, I got to keep moving. Good going. Gravy.
Charlie, stop these rabbit trails.
These rabbit trails. I'm telling you. Let's talk about the conflict. So really interesting. People don't fight over things they don't care about. Did you note that? People do not care that don't care about something will not fight over it. What do? Walk away from it. Mm-hmm. I don't care. They will fight over something that they are committed to. They will fight. Now, I want to be very careful here because you may misunderstand some things. What the protesters are doing in Minnesota, they're paid. They are not committed. They are committed to one thing: money. I don't think all of them are paid, but the majority of them are. Well, let me ask this. Do we think we'd have protests if we didn't have the paid protests? No, you would not. Thank you.
Think about this.
That's it.
Who's going to stand out in negative degree weather
to do
for
that.
nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you need
Come
the,
on.
the paid people to for the propaganda, and then when the propaganda is in full force, then people start taking on. I gotta help! I gotta help! I gotta help! We gotta go out and do this.
Maybe what 5 or 6 people are going to be out there that are.
That's your topics, folks.
You know,
make
and
sure you
then
know where you
everybody
stand.
else is going to be getting paid,
Yeah.
$1,000 a week to
Yep.
go create havoc like
How about in America?
Freddie and
When we were getting this country going, think of the intense debates. Folks, we don't even realize how intense those debates were because there's so much history in that. Can you imagine being in Independence Hall and listening to some of the back and forth? I would have loved to have been there. Would have loved to. That would have been interesting. But there were some intense debates. How about churches asking some of their parishioners be willing to take up arms? You are part of a religion that doesn't believe in violence, and now you're asked to take up arms. That's a rubber meets the road faith,
Yeah.
and we've talked about that issue. Is there room for that? As a matter of fact, we did a podcast on that just a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about in the NFL? You had league disputes. You had strikes, players strike, owners locking out players, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. They were committed.
taking the knee.
When you are in the middle of conflict, it means that you are committed. That means if you're fighting an enemy, that means they're what? They're committed. What should it really show you? You're committed too. My question for you, and this is where I need to be really careful because we're not advocating violence, but how committed are you to the ideals of America? Are you serving in your polling locations? Are you willing to speak to others about different candidates? You don't have to get into deep, heated discussions. You don't need to do that. But are you willing to bring them up? We've got a lady in our area running for a state house seat, totally in her corner. Talk to different people about her. Yeah, I'm going to vote for her, and here's why. And I'm not voting for the guy that's currently in there, and here's why. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be heated. Simple things. Simple things. Yep. When you're in conflict, it means that you're committed. You're invested. And we, as Americans, as Christians, we should be committed. We shouldn't have to be running around, shooting, stabbing, so on and so forth. No. We have the things in place to do what's right. That's what we have. And we can do it. We can do it. Okay? Mr. Ryan, man, I need to keep going. Go to cut number 11, please, Mr. Ryan, if you would, please. Let's get into this. The growing pains of the NFL versus the growing pains of America. And there definitely were some. Here's some. For the NFL, there was player safety issues.
Oh, yes.
If you've not heard of CTE, that is a really, really gut-wrenching thing. And I have to say, folks, if there was one reason to shut this league down, that would be it. That would be it. It's a real thing, and it harms guys in a very, very real way. We didn't know about it until just a number of years ago, but it's much more prominent now, and I would dare say we have a much better understanding of it. By the way, when you watch an NFL game and you see those guys with, it looks like they got bubbles on their head, okay? Those are the guys that are taking extra precaution pertaining to CTE. Okay? CTE is when your brain has been damaged by bruising, Okay. If you can think about slamming your head on the turf or slamming up against other players and so on and so forth, your brain, it's a very resilient organ. It really is. It wasn't meant to be beat upon all the time. Who else would suffer from this? Have you ever heard of boxing?
Mm-hmm.
Is it any wonder that Muhammad Ali had issues? He took a lot of beating.
So, Charlie, here's another thing, too, is about players' rights, because this is what this goes to, players' rights. They were bringing this up, and it was really being
ignored, yes,
or covered up, or so.
By the way, with
real
owners with autonomy would have done what with that?
Too bad. You signed up for this.
You signed up for it. You're under contract.
Yeah.
I
love the game of football. I really do. I don't think I would want
It's a man's game.
I don't want to see my grandsons. I know that's terrible. I don't want my grandsons to play for that reason, but I love the game of football. So it is a contradiction on my part.
You know what I like? I like wrestling. Now, not the WWE stuff. No. We don't need a body slam from the top rope onto the table and break it in half. Stop that. No. I'm talking about the true freestyle.
Yeah.
That's
a cool sport.
That to me is that is a cool sport. And I like that. And guess what? Nobody's head is getting slammed around. You can get hurt. Don't misunderstand me. You can. I'm not saying that. But to me, that is the ultimate man sport. Freestyle wrestling. That's just me. Don't know.
Kind of.
Maybe you guys in the comments have a different thought.
Like martial arts.
Martial arts is pretty good. Yep.
Sparring and
yep.
Full contact karate stuff, and that kind of gets kind of
yep.
crazy. But judo contest and stuff. All that's contact sports that aren't. But with martial arts, they have a lot of things that can referees that step in and keep things from getting real bad.
Yep.
Let's
talk about some other growing stuff here. Media influence. That was big. By the way, in the 70s, you basically had 3 different channels. Everybody remembers this. You had 3 different channels to watch. Well, no, you didn't have 3 channels because there's only 2 that would carry the games. Anybody remember? Steve, you remember?
CBS.
CBS was one. NBC was the other.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
CBS carried your NFC games, and NBC carried your AFC games. Like clockwork.
And only my husband would know that.
When did ABC come into the picture? Anybody know?
Not me.
Say Monday Night Football.
Oh, because they wanted to get in on the money.
That's exactly right.
Money.
So now we go to
Monday.
What? We go to cable. ESPN comes along. What else have we got? More cable channels.
Yeah.
So now you've got ESPN that wants to carry games. Now you've got Fox Sports that wants to. You get it? Do you know, folks, that this last 2 years,
college football.
You've got Netflix. You've got Paramount. You've got streaming channels galore that are wanting to carry NFL games.
I even had Omar Sewerpickle that.
What did Omar say?
Suggested that we have full contact golf.
Whoa.
Man, would that be cool or what?
Whoa.
Could you imagine getting a hole in one and what you get? Man, I mean, there's just all kinds of
Omar, you're going to have to
contact golf,
give us an idea of what that might look like.
Yeah.
Actually, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That might not be
that might not be good.
That might get out of hand a little bit there.
Yep. That's interesting. Okay. Ryan, next cut, please. Number 13. So with America, you've got the issue of expansion. Do you understand that one of the key things that led to the Civil War was the discrepancy behind new states and how they treated slaves versus the original states? Hello?
And remember,
that was an issue directly related to expansion.
and new states could not come in and have slaves.
That's right.
We covered that.
Yep. You've got the inequality stuff coming on. This is where there started to be more of a separation of the richer and the poorer. Number one. Man, we could get into all sorts of stuff there. Who benefits from the success? Can ideals survive scale? Okay, so let's go back to the NFL for a moment. How many teams were in the original? And if I remember correctly, I'm not positive on this. I'm not positive. I want to say it was roughly 20. Okay. How many teams are there today? 32. And I don't think it's going to stop there, folks. I am waiting for the NFL to actually have teams that are international. I'm waiting for teams to be formed in Europe, in Mexico, and South America. I think that's where it goes. And I think that's where the NBA goes as well. Just a thought. I don't know.
Now
But what does that mean? It means scale. It means scale. Can it survive? That was part of the difficulties. When we're talking about, with regards to America, and I think it's interesting that we're talking about the possibility of Alberta and Saskatchewan joining the U.S. And can I just say,
in Greenland,
please, as soon as possible, we are going to vote for it. We will ratify that thing. The Democrats won't. They will not be behind that. They will not like that at all. But we don't care. We really, I'm being mean. It would be a good thing. It would be a good thing. We would take that. But here's the deal. Have we got things in place for scale? We absolutely do. That's proof of when we took on Alaska. That's proof of when we took on Hawaii. And I kind of ache for Hawaii a little bit. They got a place in my heart. That did not go down real well, quite honestly. If you ever want to see an interesting story, take a look at how Hawaii became a 50th state.
And
That's
that
not
really
pretty.
is. Yeah, that
It's
is.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yep. And by the way, I love Hawaii. I want Hawaii to be part of the United States. Hawaii did not want to be part of the United States. And if you've ever visited there, you will understand why. They are a proud people, a very proud people. When you come to Texas, we are a proud people. Can I just say this? Don't screw with us. Don't. That's the attitude that we have. But you know what? We'll treat you like a neighbor in the store.
Yep.
We will treat you like a neighbor, but don't screw with us. That's a proud people. What are we trying to say? We know what we believe. We know why we believe it. We're strong people. We can, if we have to help each other, we will help each other. We're not going to look for a handout from the federal government. We're not going to look for a handout from the state. We're just going to help each other.
And us Texans welcome immigrants from other states.
We do.
Immigrants from other
Leave your rotten politics out.
That's right. As long
There
as
you go.
As long as you have healthy politics, you can come here.
Yeah.
If not, stay away.
Ryan, cut number 14. Growth solved old problems, and guess what they did? They did create some new ones. Systems built for small scale struggle at large scale. Human costs became very high. Impossible to ignore. Impossible. Rule changes became necessary and controversial. By the way, America has had an issue with that with respect to the Bill of Rights. Yep. Nostalgia emerged as a counterforce, a tendency to look back. I want to camp here for just a moment. Folks, when we encounter difficulties, what is the one thing that we are naturally inclined to do? Run back to the safe times. Okay, Nikki and I are sitting here today. Steve's sitting here today. Steve, can we point back to a period of time in our lives when we felt like we were relatively safe?
Sure.
What time frame would you point to?
I would point back probably to the time when I was in school.
Okay, what years was that?
I would say probably during the 70s, 60s.
Very good. Watch this, folks. Watch this. Ryan, can you point to a time in which you have felt really safe in America?
I guess when I was younger, like in elementary school.
Okay. Probably because you didn't know better?
Nope, I did not know a thing.
Does everybody get that? Where does Ryan run back to?
Yep.
See, when we encounter difficulties, we naturally want to go back to those times in which we felt safe, when life was good. And for those of us that were allowed to have those years, that's great. What do we do with people like Ryan that don't? That's hard. That's hard. And I think that really points to an important part. And did you hear what he said when he was back in elementary school? What does that mean? Mom and Dad helped him feel safe. That's a good thing.
Take me back to the days when I was a young boy, eating my goldfish in front of the TV, watching an old Disney movie on VHS.
There you go. And you know what? And that right there speaks to the issue of why we need good men in our homes. They keep it relatively safe. That's what we need. Last point on this. Identity became harder to define. All right, Ryan, let's go to cut number 15, can we? Competing for success, the NFL versus the other leagues, America versus other countries. I love some of these points that I've got in here on this, and let me just get down to some of these notes here. First of all, let's go to cut number 16, Ryan. The largest viewership in American sports is with the NFL. Now, note, I just said in American sports. For those of you that are listening or watching and you're ready to throw into the chat, no, Charlie, that is not the one sport that is most viewed. It is in America. Okay? It is in America, not the world. Not even close. Anybody want to guess what the one is? Most watched sport in all the world. Nikki?
Soccer.
Soccer.
Probably soccer.
Soccer. Ryan?
Soccer.
Soccer it is. By many million. Multiple many million.
We're supposed to have the World League here.
World Cup.
World Cup
here comes.
in Houston.
Yep. All over the U.S. here in this next year. And Houston is one of those spots. You going to go to any of the games?
I don't know.
That'd be fun.
I don't know. It'd be fun.
I'd like to see a couple of games.
I would too.
Yep. Cut number 16, Ryan. Competes with presidential debates, Academy Awards, Grammy Awards. Did you know that? Has international appeal. And boy, does it ever.
I think that's why we keep seeing these games being played in other countries.
That is exactly why.
And that's why you said you think it's going to expand.
Exactly right.
Is they're testing the waters.
They are testing the waters. They're seeing if they can go further with it.
Is this a new start of or a footprints of the New World Order starting to kind of?
Nope.
You know what I mean?
This is just
kind of.
This is capitalism on a world stage.
At its finest.
Yep. That's what it is.
You know something? I don't have a problem with that.
Nope.
Because all it does is it creates creativity and creates markets.
Yep.
Creates money and creates wealth for people. Not just the rich, but for all other people that fall down the line.
Yes.
I mean, there's poor people that can become rich.
Well,
I've seen it.
It's jobs. It's jobs.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. We are. Let me do a little more on this in terms of America. Cut number 17, Ryan. Economic scale and innovation for America, cultural influence, talent attraction. By the way, that's more predominant in the NBA than it is the NFL. But there are international players in the NFL. So, I can't rule that out. Military and strategic power. Ooh. Setting the rules of the game. There is nobody that does this better or has done this better than Donald J. Trump. Mm-hmm. Nobody. Barack Obama would be a wannabe in this. George W. Bush, a wannabe. George H.W. Bush, a wannabe. Mm-hmm. Nixon, a wannabe. Yeah. Yeah. And I could go on, guys. I really could. Joe Biden, we won't even go there. I forgot. That was a really funny line right there. That was a really funny line. You should have just paused. Anyway, setting the rules of the game. Donald Trump. Last thing, narrative setting. And that's another Donald Trump line there. Let me keep going because we're not going to get through all this. I can't believe we're not going to get through this. I have so much material here. Winning becomes the expectation. Is that not true with America?
Absolutely.
If we send our troops somewhere, what do we expect?
To win.
Ooh.
And
it's not a hope.
No.
It's not a desire. What is it?
An expectation.
It's an expectation.
Exactly.
And listen, if you have served in the service or you are serving in the service, number one, can I just say thank you? Truly. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for what you do or what you have done.
Amen on that.
I just have to stop there and do that.
Amen.
Number two, whether you come home victorious or defeated is not on you. That's on leadership.
Agreed.
That's leadership. When you're doing what you've been told to do, we expect you to carry that out. Nothing more, nothing less. Our leaders are responsible for your lives. I truly believe that.
And Afghanistan is an example.
A tremendous example of that. That was not a failure of the men and women that were serving over there.
That's correct.
That was a failure of Joe Biden, period,
correct.
And everybody underneath him.
Yes.
That was a mockery. It was shameful. And can I say this? Vietnam was shameful. That's not on the men and women that served over there. Mm-hmm. You did not deserve to come to America to be spit at and to be made fun of and to be mocked. Shameful. That was wrong. And that's not on you. And any one of us sitting here today, whether you served in Vietnam, whether you served in Korea, whether you served in Afghanistan, I don't care where you served. Thank you, thank you, thank you for what you've done.
Amen.
I hope I got that point across. Okay, Ryan, next cut, number 19, becoming a financial juggernaut. Oh, baby. Let's talk about the NFL. How about those TV contracts? I've got some fun stats. I need to read these for you guys. Anybody want to guess what the TV contracts were worth? Anybody?
Millions.
Watch this. Everybody get your calculators out and don't worry about the zeros because these are big numbers. ESPN and Disney, 2.7 billion. With a B.
Wait a minute.
Billion.
Wait a minute.
Yep. Oh, I'm not done yet. Fox Sports, 2.2 billion. CBS, 2.1 billion. NBC, 2.0 billion. I don't know if you've caught this yet, folks. We're up to almost 9. We are up to 9 billion. And we're not done. Amazon, 1 billion. We haven't talked about Netflix. We haven't talked about Paramount. We haven't talked about any of the other streaming services that want to carry an NFL game exclusively. They pay for that. Those numbers reach into the hundreds of millions, for sure. For sure.
Maybe even the billions.
Yep. That's a financial juggernaut.
Man, it's
big, isn't it?
Even more than the Somalis took.
Yeah, right. Watch this. How about the GDP rankings for all the countries? America, their GDP, 30 to 31 trillion. That's a big number. China comes in next at 19 to 20 trillion. And by the way, they're saying that China will overtake us by, I want to say it's 2030. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. Yeah. Yep. Germany, 5 trillion. I don't know if you caught it yet. America and China, Germany is way back. They're 6 times further back than us. That's a long way back. Do you really want China being up there with the U.S.?
No.
Nope.
Now, I
don't.
I ask you this question:
Not even.
Could it have to do also with population? Because that's
no. Well, so when it's talking GDP, you need productivity from who? People.
Right.
So to that point, yes. But if I were going to make that point, what would I also be able to say about India?
Okay.
That's a pretty populated country. And by the way, India comes in at 4 trillion.
And you know the problem with America is that we could have a greater GDP if you get some of these dang people off of welfare and get them to work.
Well, that's a doable thing. I mean, it's doable.
I can't improve that statement.
But I mean, when you got more people working,
yes,
and putting into the economy and making the economy better, and producing more products and doing more, I mean, your GDP's got to rise.
Yes.
I mean, it's just
I think less government programs, less taxation.
A lot less government programs. That's what Doge was all about.
Yes.
Ryan, I need you to go back to cut number 21 real quick, just to show that real quick. So you got capitalism, you got corporations, you got financialization, you got power concentration. That's the financial juggernaut. I want to do the last thing here, and I'm going to have to hustle through this. The worship of the NFL versus the worship of America.
Oh.
Yep. Ryan, cut number 24, please. And the NFL, they have rituals, they have sacred time, they have emotional identity, they have defending it. They have got people defending it beyond reason. And they do.
Mm-hmm.
They do. What are their rituals? Well, boy, am I glad you asked. Do you know that the NFL shows up on the same days at the same time? Sundays, 12:30. I'm talking Central Time. 12:30, 3:30. And sometimes 6 or 6:30. NBC, when do they come on? They come on at 7:20 on Sunday nights. What's on Monday night?
Comes at the same time.
Monday night, 7:20. Thursday night, who we got showing up on Amazon? 7:20, we got an NFL game. Same time, same days of the week.
That's important.
Every time.
That's a very important.
What does that become? It's a ritual.
It's a routine. And
what does it do?
It makes people remember. It solidifies it in their mind.
Now, why do Christians go to church on every Sunday
at
the same time? Could it be because we are celebrating a risen Christ? Huh.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why we do it. By the way, that is why we do Sundays. It is. I'm not, and to be clear, for those of you that work in the hospitals, you work as firefighters and police officers and whatnot, and you can't get to church on Sunday, listen, there is nothing in the Bible that says you have to worship on Sunday. There is nothing that you will find on that. We do it because it's in remembrance of that, but that doesn't mean that you can't worship on a Saturday night for a church that has church on Saturday night. It doesn't mean that you can't do a Wednesday night if they're doing a Wednesday night. It doesn't mean that you can't do it another day of the week. It does not mean that. It just means that we're fulfilling what God has asked us to do. To take one day a week and set it aside for him. That's what you should do. By the way, you shouldn't be working on Sunday if you don't have to. Rest. Rest.
No.
Rest your mind.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, it's not just religious reasons. It's physical.
It's physical.
It's emotional.
Rest your mind.
It's proven that if you give yourself time to rest, you're
Amen.
more productive.
Okay, so what does America have in terms of those kind of things? Well, oh, by the way, fans become part of the team in the NFL. I mean, you just ran into a rabid fan, right? I'm sorry, I don't mean to point. Yeah.
Think about the folks that go through all of the garb and the dress
absolutely.
up and paint
Absolutely.
their faces and get all, and they're down there hollering and screaming and
Dancing, cheering.
Yeah, and
what are we supposed to be doing in church? Why is it that we come to church and we can't say amen? Why is it that we come to church and we can't raise our hands? Why is it that we come to church and we can't say hallelujah? Why is it we come to church and we can't say praise the Lord? We'll go to the football games and we'll do all that kind of stuff for our team, but we can't go to church on Sunday and do that?
right.
You should be turning off your TV.
That's convicting.
Yeah. It is, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Turn your TVs off. When you get yourself right with God, then go ahead and turn your
Get
TV
it?
back on.
Get in church, and how many people do you hear saying amen when the preacher's saying
Yep.
something?
Hey, we live in a
good?
day and age where you can record that game. You know what? Our football game was on many times when we were doing this podcast, and I just recorded it in the morning, and I told everybody, "Don't you talk to me until I get done with that game."
And by the way, if you go to church and you can't say amen, you can certainly say, oh, me. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about America. America has its rituals. We've got July 4th. Yes. We've got Thanksgiving. We've got Memorial Day. We've got Veterans Day. Oh, we've got Black Friday. We've got the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah, we've got our rituals. America has the flag, Statue of Liberty, the Bald Eagle, Independence Hall, U.S. Capitol, National Anthem. NFL's got that big old shield.
Yeah.
We worship. And folks, I just have to take a moment here to end on this. We were created to worship. You and I, every single person that is living was created to worship. My question for you is, what are you worshiping? You shouldn't be worshiping America. You shouldn't be worshiping the NFL. I praise the Lord that we live in America. No doubt about it.
And we enjoy the NFL.
And Nikki enjoys the NFL. She very much enjoys the NFL.
I didn't say anything wrong.
No.
No, you haven't. No.
What are you worshiping? It's amazing the paths. It's remarkable the similarities of the NFL in America, how they were founded, how they've grown, and what they've become. Final thoughts on that, Miss Nikki?
I thought that was very good. I thought when you kind of showed this a little bit to me yesterday, I thought, well, that's really very interesting and fun. And fun to kind of look at the struggle. You know, one of the things, I don't know if you said that today, I don't remember hearing it, but one of the comments that was written yesterday was, you don't know the problems until you get big enough to expose that they're exposed. And so America starting out didn't really understand the problems of it all until it started growing and, you know, seeing the growing pains. And same with the NFL.
Mr. Steve?
Yeah. I just, I think it's interesting that how people in church, and I've noticed this at ours, I've noticed it at others too, that people will sit quietly and listen to a pastor's sermon.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to some other churches of other nationalities, and man, they're not quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to church with Gerald?
Oh, man, yes. Some of the best church I have
bet,
ever
I bet.
been to.
There's no doubt about that.
Man, I'll tell you what. And I was the first white person there ever in that church.
Really?
Ever. When I went.
I love.
It was wonderful. I loved it. It was a fabulous service, and I've gone back I don't know how many times since then.
Yep.
And I bet they're all happy to see you.
Every single one of them. They love me to death.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love them. I hug on those people, and the pastor knows me. I know him, and I tell you what, people here and in other churches need to learn to worship just like people like that.
Yep.
It is so encouraging.
Yes, I agree.
Man, I'll tell you, it's so encouraging to listen and to hear.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a great segue into Nikki Knows Facts. And Ryan, let's cue that up if we could, please.
Little known facts surrounding the Super Bowl. Now, this is really interesting. So, we watch the Super Bowl and I like to watch it at home. We have our special food and everything. But you never know what's really going on behind the scenes, how it all pulls together. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So go ahead and pull up the next.
Ryan, that'll be cut number 28, please.
Okay, so let's talk about the field. The actual turf decision is made years in advance.
What?
I'm sure, let's find out why. Grass is often grown in a different state, so it's got to be transported there. And they do it in sections. It's installed only days before kickoff, which wow, that
would make me nervous.
That's playing it close, yeah. So the field is tested for these things. Ball bounce.
No.
And this makes sense. Foot traction.
That would make sense.
I don't understand paint thickness.
Paint thickness?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy that I personally don't know him, but my brother does, and he takes care of the field for the grounds downtown for the football team and the baseball team.
It's a job. It's a lot of work.
Big time.
Yeah, so players that are stepping onto the grass that may be younger than most houseplants.
That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild.
Anyway, but think about that. Years in advance, what kind of grass are we going to have for the football? Okay, go on to the next one.
It's all about a science.
Yes, it is.
Well, now
Very
this,
much.
of course, the broadcast, and you better have this together because you got millions of people that are watching.
We're going to talk about how many here in a minute.
So the broadcast system is kind of like a small city. So behind the scenes, there's going to be 50 to 70 miles of cable. Don't trip. Okay? That's a lot of tripwire right there. So 30 to 45 mobile production trucks. Now, and it's important. If one fails, another is brought online immediately. And I'll tell you what, you got to have somebody really, I don't know who's in charge of that, but you got to be really good. You can't.
I mean, can you imagine? Hey, Fred, we just lost the truck. Get number 3 going right now. I mean,
I bet they're so fast that we won't even know. Some cameras are rehearsed months in advance. And now, what do we? Was this more like cameras are rehearsed? Is that some camera tape?
Well, I think what they're doing is they're making sure that for key moments, their camera shots. I mean, they don't want to miss them.
Right.
Because look, guys, if you and we're going to show you some of these numbers in just a moment. The viewership of the NFL Super Bowl is the single largest spectacle in the world. This is the equivalent of the Roman games. This goes way above. When you have as much money riding on the Super Bowl as what there is, do you honestly think that you're going to take a chance on missing a moment?
No, well, we've already looked at the numbers for okay. Okay, so now we have the delivery. Hundreds of cameras. Hundreds. thousands of people. Now we're talking about not the spectators. Thousands of people.
And it's hundreds of thousands, really.
Okay, so now one live shot and no do-overs. How about that for being, making you nervous?
That's pressure.
Yes, it is.
That is pressure.
So it's not a TV show. It's a live engineering miracle. And I would say, yes, it is. Because we, as the average viewer, are not paying any attention to how all of this is being brought together. The next thing is go on to the next one, the halftime show. Now, everybody knows there's been
This is what Ryan wanted to talk about today. There was nothing else that Ryan wanted to talk about.
No, I don't
other
want to
than the
talk about it. I
halftime
was just
show.
making a joke.
Yeah, whoever made the decision for the halftime show.
Let that be clear, please.
Yeah.
Everybody's up in arms about the halftime show this year for the Super Bowl. I mean, but let's talk about the halftime show. The broadcast, of course, we're going to say it's a small city. Did you know the entire stage is rolled on and off in under 7 minutes? That's a lot of practice. You got to practice. You got to know what you're doing. You got to have it together.
And by the way, those people that do that are part of that, they are not allowed to watch the game.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we have a friend whose 2 daughters were here in Houston when they
had the Super Bowl here last
They
time.
were there working for the halftime show, and they were not allowed to watch the game. They had to sit in a room waiting for this halftime special. They couldn't even. There wasn't even a TV on.
And you might be wondering, well, why?
They didn't want to get sidetracked.
No distractions. You know what you're doing. This is so choreographed.
Oh yes.
I mean, this is military-like.
I was going to say the same thing. So every performance step is timed. Performers usually lip sync vocals because of the physics. Vocals are always pre-recorded. Okay.
Anybody? Oh, before we move on from that, anybody want to guess what one of the most controversial ones was?
I know. The
Last year.
Nope.
Jackson girl.
Nope.
No.
Was not. Whitney Houston.
Why?
Whitney did what?
I don't know what she did.
She sang the national anthem.
Okay.
Guess what it was?
What?
Pre-recorded.
Oh.
She sang it while she was there. Her mic was turned off. You were not listening to Whitney Houston.
And people figured out
Yep.
it's not her fault. Not
No,
her fault.
and by the way, that's a great point. I appreciate you bringing that up. That is why lip syncing has become such an issue. People really want to hear the authenticity of a singer. I totally get that.
So do I.
When
That's
you're
one-
doing performances, though, and I won't say that a Super Bowl is won. I disagree with her doing that, and that was her decision, I believe. I don't know that for a fact. Somebody made that decision. But for something like that, no, you should be able to sing that without any pre-recorded.
That's one of the issues I have with like AI music is I want to hear the authentic
Amen. I get that.
person, the music, the heart
Yep.
behind it.
Yep.
You obviously, if you know anything about sports or whatever, when they're up there dancing around and jumping and all that, you can't be singing.
It's taking a lot of air. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the show is rehearsed multiple times in a secret location. The broadcast mix is created in a mobile audio truck. It is mixed separately from the in-stadium sound. TV viewers hear a different show than fans in the seat.
Whoa.
But the best place to watch is at home. That's not a concert. That's a military operation with dancers. That's true. That's what we just talked about. How you have to, boy, there's a lot in this. Think about all the people that are involved in getting this.
Thousands involved just with the halftime show.
Yeah.
Just with the show.
So when you make a bad decision about the halftime show, shame on you. Next one. National security event. Now, this is something I had worried about, and I think a lot of people have. The Super Bowl is classified as a national special security event. Did you know that there are temporary flights restricted from the Super Bowl? So, flight restrictions.
And that's important, especially for those of you that are like me. You've got your Part 107 license for your drone. Guess what? You better make sure that you're allowed to fly your drone
Probably not.
in that area, and you won't be. I can assure you, you will not be, because that will be temporary flight restricted space.
Well, and we're talking about security. You're talking about how many thousand people in one area. If you were a terrorist,
Sure.
or just a sicko.
Oh, if
person.
if you wanted to make a spectacle,
Yes.
that would be the place.
But did you know this? There are undercover teams everywhere. I didn't
believe
know
that.
that.
Oh, gosh, yes.
It's coordinated by the federal government because it is a national security, so the federal government's involved. Security planning is done years in advance so that they're very familiar with it by the time they get there. All trucks are inspected, even broadcast trucks, because you're going to get a sicko that's going to get hired, as an undercover terrorist. The stadium is swept repeatedly, not just once, for probably bombs and any kind of thing that can cause major harm. There's a central command center watching everything. There is even an on-site hospitals, trauma teams, and evac routes.
That's interesting there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because in Houston, NRG Stadium, where the Super Bowl was, you've got a hospital that's just, I don't think it's even a couple miles away. It's very close.
Yes.
So I'm not sure that they would have needed to set up anything. Now, maybe they did. Maybe they did for an event. But the one thing about it is very close to a hospital. I've got to believe that most of the stadiums
just down the road.
Yeah.
No.
And it's certainly not far from the big 600-acre campus, all the hospitals.
Right.
Houston has a very large medical complex, 600 square acres. Yeah, it's a lot of territory for all
One
of
of
that.
the best in the world.
Right. So there are more plans for the what ifs than for the actual game. So when we went back to the beginning when he was talking about the first championship game played in a half-filled stadium, they were nowhere near this.
No.
And I'm sure that they didn't even think back then. A terrorist attack? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Who would
they
do
wouldn't
that?
have struck that.
No.
Nobody would have thought that. Okay.
No.
What's next? Everything is temporary. The Super Bowl is a miniature city. That's why you won't find me there. I can't stand crowds.
And one quick thing there, it's interesting that we're using that terminology there. When you go to a Final Four, same kind of thing. A miniature city. If you've not gotten a chance to go to that, it's kind of fun. I'm not going to lie. I've done a couple with my. Yeah, I went with CJ a couple times, and we had a great time. It was a lot of fun, but it is a miniature city. Mm-hmm. It really is. Keep going. I'm sorry.
There's going to be media headquarters. Of course there is. Press conference halls, broadcast compounds, fan experience villages. That's
where we went.
Okay. Miles of protective flooring are installed and then removed.
They're what?
That's a lot of work.
I do not. That's amazing.
Temporary internet infrastructure is created. Tens of thousands of temporary workers are hired. And this is all created in a few weeks and then erased in mere days. So
I want to, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so next time you're sitting at home watching the Super Bowl, think of all the thousands of people that have worked, the thought that went into it, the years of planning and understanding, and how big it really is.
And I will say, I did a little extra research on this, and one of the things I found out is that the NFL, they judge success this way. Did we leave the city just like we found it when we walked in? You've got how many people that show up? You're going to see the numbers in a moment. You got how many people showing up? And you're going to leave the city the way that you found it.
A lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That is a lot of work. Let's get into that last piece.
Okay, so here you go. Just to blow your mind, some other pertinent statistics for you. Did you know game attendance is approximately 70,000 people?
Yeah, and it's give or take. Wow. You know, there might be some years where it's a 75,000 kind of range, but most stadiums are 70 to 80,000.
What about outside?
So you might have events where people are able to watch a big monitor, an outdoor monitor. I don't know if they really do that for the NFL, but other cities around the United States might be able to do that. I don't know what I don't know what that is. I don't know what the licensing issue is there. So there may or may not be. But around the game itself is anywhere between 70 and 80,000.
Okay. Super Bowl week footprint is approximately 1 million people.
So that's all the people
They come into the city.
coming into the city, being a part of the actual events, whether they're workers, whether they are consumers, fans. There's about 1 million people in 1 week. So in Santa Clara, California, this week, there will be approximately 1 million plus people that will show up.
Wow. That's a lot of people into an area.
Now think about this. What does that do for your quote unquote economy?
Oh.
Imagine even
This
if
is-
1 million people spent $2.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Just $2.
And you
So you
know
got-
it's a whole lot more than that.
Oh, it's like $200 minimum.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
upwards of 2,000.
So
Yeah.
that's great for the local economy. That's why you do want to
That's why you want to have a Super Bowl
Okay, so the TV audience is approximately 100 million people.
worldwide.
Yes, because we don't have 100 million people in the United States.
Yes, we have 360.
We got 300 and something million.
That's right. We have more. That's right. I was off.
Yep, that's
yeah, I
right.
wasn't thinking right. Most people who experience the Super Bowl never see the game.
That's those workers.
Yes. Do you ever watch the security workers on the side?
Yep.
They never look at the game.
I feel so bad because I could not have that job because when somebody yelled or screamed, I'd be like, what is going on? What am
I
missing?
always get nervous because when I'm watching a game, you'll see some receiver running through the end zone. He just caught a pass and he can't slow down. And here's this wonderful big old bulk of a guy looking up into the stands with security on his back. And he's about to be made part of the wall. And it's like, he has no idea what's coming for him. Can you imagine being in the front row? Wow. Dude, look out! Yeah.
Okay, so just one last thing here. You know those crazy people that try to get attention and run out onto the field?
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
And keep your clothes on.
You get tackled and arrested. We had 101 Allen when you were talking about the hospitals and stuff, mentioned that Houston Burn Center is the best in the world.
Oh, I went.
Oh, thank you for that.
And I would have to agree with that because my youngest stepdaughter was a burn victim when she was 6 months old, and
Let me share this
is
with
now
the
in her 40s.
Right.
audience. Houston
survived
has,
that.
when they say Houston is a leading medical city, that is no joke. We're not saying that other cities don't have important medical facilities. They absolutely do. Cleveland has one. Minneapolis has one. There is one, I believe, in Boston. And so we're not saying Houston's the best. Houston's the best. No, what we are saying is that we have a very large medical complex, very much known for cancer research. And also there are people that come to Houston from all around the world to get treatment because of the doctors here. And it's really interesting to note that. I appreciate Alan bringing that out because there is a lot of great medical people in Houston. And, quite frankly, I'm thankful that we live in this area to be able to take advantage of that. I've not had to. We were concerned that one of our sons was going to need to, and we didn't. Praise the Lord. He was healed of his issue. But it's quite a city when it comes to medical stuff.
Yeah,
So
I've had to use medical center myself for some of my problems.
Right.
So it's very, very.
So I'll tell you what I want to
Fortunate to
do.
have.
I want to end with the Super Bowl stuff. I'm going to jump to the song review, Ryan, if you would, please. I'm catching Ryan a little off guard. We're going to come back to Steve's shenanigans toward the end here.
Sounds good.
And I want to, it'll tell us how much time we have left to get through his stuff because I really want to get into his stuff. But Ryan, let's do your stuff here.
Okay, so Mr. Charlie, you've done a great job making the Super Bowl themed episode today. And today we're keeping with that theme. We're doing something a bit different with our song review today.
Oh, do tell.
We are looking at, there we go, top 3 national anthem performances
Whoa.
of all time.
Whoa.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, now before we get into this,
Yes.
before we get into this, I am dying to know from our viewers, I would like to hear who your top 3 are. Top 3 Super Bowl national anthem performances of all time. I'm going to give you about 1 minute to get this out. I would love to know. And you guys be thinking of yours, because I'm going to ask you in a moment, Nikki and Steve.
Let me
Nikki's
rub my
I have
antennas
no
here.
idea.
Nikki's like, I don't watch a national anthem.
know
I just
what?
watch a game.
I have to tell you this. Charlie shuts that off. He puts it on mute.
I'm going to explain that in just a moment.
So, I
the
don't-
Saint came on and said Stapleton. Got you there.
And we got Uncle
Ooh,
Sam,
Meatloaf.
Ray Charles.
I got a vote for Ray Charles. I've got a vote for Meatloaf. I do not remember the Meatloaf one. Oh, that was the All-Star game. That's different. Okay. Allen 101, Stapleton. We got some votes for Stapleton. Saint. Thank you, Saint. You put that link in there. Thank you. Patriot RN. Great question. And I totally agree it does not belong. Totally agree. And it aggravates the fire out of me.
Why?
It's the black national anthem. And the NFL has been doing it.
Yeah,
And it's not right.
I agree.
I'm sorry, it's not right. And I have no issues with blacks. I don't. But this is not a race issue. It is not. And the NFL has made it one. Sorry, I had to rant.
Got to vote for Whitney Houston.
Oh.
She sings
Yeah.
a wonderful national
Now,
anthem. That
2020
girl can
Liberty,
sing.
there's a lot of people that would agree with you. I'm not sure if it made the list, but there are a lot of people that do agree with you. And for quite a while, she did set the standard. She really did. Regardless of whether she sang it live, she did sing it. It's just her mic was off.
Right.
But that rendition was good. It was very good. All right. Let's see. Okay. Ryan, you ready?
I'm ready.
What's number 3?
Beyonce.
Whoa. Have you got the recording?
I do. You want me
I want you to play that one. I'm hoping this comes through, folks. I'm hoping
and gentlemen,
it comes through.
multiple Grammy Award winner and Houston native, Beyonce Knowles.
So, folks, I'm going to tell you right now. Here's what I'm going to do. We are going to include the link for this in the show map and in the description, so you'll be able to view that. I will say, I listened to this one. I thought that was a pretty solid performance that Beyonce gave. I am not a Beyonce fan. Okay,
neither.
just a full disclosure, but when it comes to hearing a good rendition of the national anthem, I can be objective, and I will say that Beyonce was a really good rendition. I can't remember which Super Bowl that was. We'll make sure we get that in the description as well. So okay, how about let's go the second one, number 2. Who do we have?
Lady Gaga.
Whoa. Whoa.
Excuse me?
Ryan.
What?
Ryan,
What?
man.
No, that wasn't me.
Come on, man.
That wasn't me. I swear. I swear.
Ryan.
Swear.
Man, I'll tell you what. Well, can we play her? Have we got hers?
I bet they play her.
Oh gosh.
Let's.
It's not even.
It's not even
Yeah,
there.
no.
Are we serious? It's not there.
Thank you.
Wow.
Well,
Sorry, guys.
I listened to this one as well, and let me tell you, I'm not going to ruin number 1, but this is a very close one. I was impressed with Lady Gaga. I do not go Gaga over Gaga. Okay, so
Go Gaga. Period.
yeah, I just don't. It's just one of those things. But I will say this: she did a phenomenal job with that rendition. And here's what I was talking to Ryan about this a little bit earlier. It was one of those things that she gave it the due respect and the honor that it deserved. Lady Gaga is not a person that is, she's eccentric, okay? Let's just be real there. That's her artistry. That's okay. That's her business. When it comes to performing the national anthem, please make sure you do it right. That's what I would ask. And Nikki told you a moment ago that most of the time I turn it off. I do. I mute the TV. And it's because I have heard so many people butcher the national anthem, and it nauseates me. It drives me crazy. Give it the due respect. Give it the honor that it deserves. And that's really what it's all about. Now, let's take a look at number one. All right, number one. What do we got? Chris Stapleton. Wow. And I have to say, so as you'll notice, folks, Whitney did not make the top three.
Would she be in the top 4?
Yes, she would. I think she would. There's a number of you that are bringing up Ray Charles. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember Ray Charles doing the national anthem, but there were some years that I did not watch, mainly because I might have been working. But I need to go back and see if I can find one on Ray Charles. I did not see one this last week when we were going through that. So, yeah, I sorry about that. And maybe he does deserve to be up there. Ray Charles, you talk about artistry. He had his own artistry. I love the way he used to rock back and forth. He was a man that felt his music.
He did.
You know, and that's important. When you're performing, you should be feeling your music. It should be deep within you. But Chris Stapleton, now, do we have it, Ryan, or no?
I wouldn't guess so.
Oh, well, I got to go with John Arthur with this because this drives me
crazy. You were talking to
crazy.
me about having issues with it the other day.
Yeah, try to pull that up. Try to pull that cut.
Yeah, no.
Doggone it. Okay, folks, here's what you want to do. I truly encourage you to do this. I would encourage you to go and listen to Chris Stapleton, his rendition. I don't know as I've ever heard a soulful rendition of the national anthem like I did in that performance. And when he was starting out, he was within 2 or 3 seconds of me turning it off. And boy, how he turned that. And guys, the shots, and this is what you want to pay attention to. I'm telling you, you want to watch this. There is a shot of Nick Sirianni. He was with the Philadelphia Eagles, still is. He was coaching. He is on the sidelines. They get shot number 1 of him early in the national anthem. They go back to him later on, and he has tears on both sides of his face. Folks, it was that stirring. It was that good. So when I hear people talking about Chris Stapleton being the best of all time for doing the national anthem at the Super Bowl, yep. I have to agree. Really was. And he is your new standard. That's not a slap on Whitney Houston. That is not. It's not a slap on Lady Gaga or Beyonce. I thought they did a great job with those. And by the way, folks, one of the things that I try to do, I try. When I look at individuals like this, I try to discount their politics and their eccentrics and let them be them for a moment and base it on their talent. And that's why they're in there. because of that. Now, there are some that have butchered it, and I mean flat out butchered it. And maybe one day we'll do one of those lists, but it won't be any day soon. So anyway, oh my, Vigilator. No. You didn't, Vigilator, you didn't like it because you thought it was embellished. If you would, just drop a quick little comment. I would like you to tell us what you thought was embellished there. But totally respect your opinion there. No issues, and appreciate your thoughts there. Backstreet Boys sing the U.S. national anthem at the same Super Bowl. Okay. You know who I would like to hear do it?
Bart Millard.
That would be good. That would be good. I would like to hear Pentatonics.
Ooh.
I would love to hear that. And they have done some, albeit, here's a trivia question. Has Pentatonics ever performed the national anthem at a Super Bowl?
Probably not if you want to hear it.
Yeah, that was my logic. I was like,
the answer is yes.
oh, really?
Not the quote-unquote official one. Can you believe it? They did a pregame. I've never heard of this before, and I'm going to tell you what I think this was. I think this was a Super Bowl representative screwing up their work and scheduling two different groups to do the national anthem. That's what I think. That's just Pomeroy opinion. Do not know.
I'm going to disagree with that.
Well, that's that's okay. That's okay. It's not. You can't disagree on the issue that they did a pregame. That is a known fact. That is a known fact. For the purpose, reason why, don't know.
No, Mr. Charlie, in my opinion, they didn't. No, okay.
Yeah. Oh my. Okay. Very good. Well, that was pretty fun. I wish we could have listened to them. Steve, we've got about 10, 15 minutes to go through your segment. Let's do that.
Okay, I'll try to see what I can't do. And
Nope. Okay.
Stay out of my garbage can.
Dad, I'll keep it to myself.
Oh, me. Keep it to myself.
I got some holsters.
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 You mean some of these guys at the Super Bowl security,
Man,
they're holstering?
Well, there's probably some, but I wouldn't suggest it on a regular basis or even on an irregular basis.
So let's go through
Because
this.
you're probably liable to get in trouble if you carry to a game.
Well, I'm talking about security. I'm not.
for
I'm
security,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah. I'm not talking
security.
about
Those guys have got guns and holsters,
Yep.
and they more than likely have them what is called OWB, outside the waistband type.
So let's start with the IWBs, shall we?
We sure can.
And so,
We can
Mr.
start
Ryan,
with
let's go to
those.
cut number 35 there.
Now, we're going to go over different types of holsters
Yep.
for carrying. We've talked about different types of self-defense. We've talked about what you can use for self-defense. Now we're going to give you some ways to carry some of that self-defense that we've talked about.
Yep.
Now, one of the ways is an in-the-waistband holster.
Okay.
And one of them, like we just showed, is using an appendix-style holster where you have it where your appendix is and you carry it right there. A lot of people like an appendix carry. There's a lot of people that like that. Personally, I'm not an appendix carrying guy. I kind of don't like the thing pointing at my junk. I'm just kind of
I'm going to tell you the first thing I thought about was that.
like that. I really don't.
Ryan,
Even when I sit down,
throw on
it's
cut number
pointing at your
36
junk.
real
Man.
quick, because this is another one.
So now this is an appendix style holster, and it has what is called a wing on it. It has an attachment for a carry with a extra magazine. Okay. And you can carry it appendix, or you can carry it. If you'll go to the next one, please, sir, which is on your side, which is also IWB, inside the waistband.
Hence the
at
term
a
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock position.
So tell me, though, that I got to believe that feels a little uncomfortable. Because it's right on your bone.
With a lot of people, an appendix style carry that's at the 3 or even 4 o'clock position is very uncomfortable. That's why with the IWB, they'll carry it appendix style.
Okay.
Because it's more comfortable that way.
I read something, and it was a police officer, and they said that after carrying a 3-pound gun on your waist for so many years, it actually could cause, is it back or hip issues?
Yes.
I thought that was interesting
That's
when I
wild.
read that.
Yes. There's a lot of police officers from carrying their belts because there's so much weight on them, they end up with a back problem. And I've known lots of police officers that end up going to a chiropractor for years
Yeah.
and continue because their backs are like out and it's,
So, Ryan, I want you to throw on cut number 37 because this is a slightly different 3 o'clock style. Did you get the right one there?
The next one after that.
I apologize.
There we go. That's all right.
And, right. Now, if you'll notice, the clipping on this holster is a little different.
Yep.
This one has clips where they snap all together. This is on your belt, which people that carry inside the belt, okay, instead of inside the waistband of your pants, they'll carry it inside the belt, which makes it a little bit more comfortable because you can slide it a little around a little bit and move it, and it makes it a little bit more comfortable that way inside the belt. Makes it a little more comfortable to carry.
I've got to believe, and you make a very good point there. It makes it a little more comfortable.
Correct.
Not necessarily ideal.
Ideal.
Okay.
Correct.
Let's go to the next one, Ryan.
Next one. OWB, which is outside the waistband. Now, there are typically 2 positions that you'll carry with OWB. Really kind of 4, but 2 really mostly, which is the 3 o'clock or the 4 o'clock position, which is exactly the 3 or pulling behind, which is the 4 o'clock position, or they'll even kind of sometimes put it a little bit further back. But the 3 or 4 is the position that is typically used. A lot of people like to use a Kydex.
Yep.
Which is what I use a lot of is Kydex holsters and
are they a little more firm?
They're a hard material.
Okay.
It's kind of like what you would think a hard type of plastic that doesn't really bend. It's a stiff plastic. And
now, Saint, I saw a comment that you made there a moment ago, and I want to talk to Steve about this in just a moment. Saint said, I carry underarm, fits well for me. Now, we are going to talk about that a little bit.
Yes.
But as it pertains to the 3 or 4, if you had to choose between one of those 2, which one are you going to do? Are you doing 3 o'clock or 4?
What I have is I carry OWB.
Yep.
And it'll move
a little bit
from 3 to 4.
Okay.
Kind of depending.
Yep.
At times, because I can move my OWB from 3 to 4.
I think if it's me, this is just me, I think I would go OWB, and I'd probably go 4 o'clock.
And that's most of where I carry mine is at 4 o'clock OWB. It's, for me, I prefer OWB because it's more comfortable for one thing.
Yes.
I get easier access to my firearm. All I've got to do is, just like in any situation, I can wear an extra
vest, coat, whatever,
flappy shirt or an oversized shirt, and it covers up what I need, and I've got easy access to whatever I want.
Ryan, let's go to cut number 40.
And then this here is what you call a 5 o'clock position for OWB.
This one makes me nervous.
Me too. You don't see very many people do it. Some people do, but not a lot. It's a position that some people use. What you'll see mostly are, I don't know, I've seen police officers use it at times, but that's about it. As far as really the public, I haven't really seen too many people.
My personal opinion is
used
this. It gives too easy an access for others behind me
to come up and grab.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more. I think I'm with the Saint on this. I think I would rather have it under my arm. It's easy. The bulk of my hand is away from me, so grabbing it very simple, and it's under my arm. You're going to have a lot of fun trying to get there, because I'm a ticklish guy. And I'll drop you. I will drop you. I won't even have to get the gun. I'll just drop. Bud,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But you're surprised on. I'm not a shoulder holster guy.
Yep.
Because with shoulder holsters, and if you'd bring up that next one, please, sir. With shoulder holsters. There's two different ways to carry them. Okay, you can, or three actually. Well, they'll have them. They'll have them with the handle of the gun or the grip pointing up, like this one is, or where the barrel's facing down. Okay, they'll have it where the barrel faces straight back, where you can reach in this way and grab.
Okay,
and then they'll have it where it just kind of angles up.
I think I'd want the angle. That would be me.
So that it gives you this kind of grab here, where the barrel goes up towards your underarm. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Instead of straight this way.
Steve, here's what I want to do. I want to cover one more.
Okay.
And then we're going to wrap up here. So, Ryan, go to cut number 42, the one on the small of the back.
And this, to me, is probably the worst place to carry a gun.
I agree.
In the small of the back. It is so easy for someone to walk up and take your gun from you. And it is more difficult to reach around.
I'm thinking you've got to change the direction of your hand.
And you don't have to where it looks, if you reach here, people know what you're doing.
Yep.
Well, to me, it's
totally agree.
If you were to sit down, you have that.
You got it right there.
That would bother me.
And if you reach here, you're either reaching in your pants or somebody knows you're grabbing a gun. If you reach in here, they know you're grabbing a gun. But if I do this and I have one here, I could be grabbing for my wallet. But at the same time, I can pull my weapon out.
Right.
That's
hold on, let me grab my wallet.
Well, I think the Saint makes a great point here.
You know what I mean?
Try drawing from 4 or 5 while sitting in your truck.
That's very true.
Hello.
That's exactly
it's a really good point.
Yeah.
But you know what they say is the best holster for overweight, heavy people?
What is it?
Shoulder holster.
I believe it.
Because appendix and here,
it's too hard.
Overweight people.
That makes it really hard.
The weight is,
I would agree.
Too difficult to get to areas like this. This is the best and quickest and easiest grab right there.
I can see that. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
We've got to wrap up.
Yep.
I can't believe this time has gone this fast.
I will tell you, just out of...
And there's some junk out there, I'm telling you, folks. Don't get deer skin, floppy, all of these stuff. Ones that are all size fits all. No, don't do that stuff. One size fits all. No.
So,
final thoughts.
I was just going to say, I'm going to respond to his segment here as my final thought. As a greeter of the church, and we have a medium-sized church, and all the weird stuff out in the world, I remember one time thinking, I talked to one of the security people. And he said to me, because I was telling him some of my concerns, what if this happened or what if that happened, because of something that had happened in the country. And he said, Nikki, you don't need to worry about anything. He said, we have a lot of people here who are carrying that you just don't know about. And I'll tell you what, I felt a whole lot, because I never seen any weapons. I never seen anything.
Mm-hmm.
And
But they're here.
But they're here.
They are.
And when he told me that, I was like, okay, I feel better.
Yeah,
They are.
We have a security plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
We do.
We definitely do, most certainly. And we have people that go to the range, and we've got some like myself that shoot exceptionally well.
Yep.
Yes.
Steve, final thoughts for the day.
Yes. The idea about all of this on the development of our country is just amazing, Charlie, and the way you compared it to the NFL, and
It's so remarkable.
it really is. And those people then had no clue what this country was going to turn into and how it was going to be, and
You talk
the
about a people to be
marvels of this country.
indebted to that group, the people that fought the Revolutionary War.
Correct.
That people, they are the ones that really stand at the top.
Yes,
They put
I
us in
agree.
a place to be where we're at today.
I agree completely.
That's incredible. Ryan,
Completely.
final thoughts.
I just thought it was interesting the similarities you brought out between the NFL and the founding of America.
Yeah.
Just, I'm not a big.
You're not a
Not
big
a sport-
NFL guy.
I'm not a sports person
nope.
at all.
Ryan's
I'm
not a
sorry.
sport guy.
I'm
He's
sorry, guys.
and that's okay.
He's a
Yeah.
musician.
I was going to say his taste is in
Yeah.
the arts,
Yeah.
especially in music.
Yes,
And,
all I ever want to do and talk about is the Bible, movies, and music. That's it.
There you go. There you go.
But no, that was really interesting, though.
Yep. Well, I tell you what, we really appreciate you joining us today, and I hope that you've had some fun with us, and that you've seen some really important things here. I hope that some of the things that we've shared with you have been inspiring. I hope they've been encouraging. And boy, if I could ask you to do one thing, don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. Hope is, it's what we need. It's what we need. And really appreciate you being here.